about that. What a win it was. 5 goals down. No Curnow. He was off injured. And, of course, no Patrick Cripps playing either. Marc Murphy, as I welcome you. First of all, welcome.
Thanks, BT.
And then you kicked the goal that mattered right at the end. A remarkable turnaround.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting last quarter. Some clutch goals from a few boys, and I was lucky enough at the end of...
No, the one from you I'm talking about.
Well, yeah, the last one was pretty nice. It's always good to kick him when there's 20 or 30 seconds left. But
and heavy traffic around you?
Traffic everywhere, BT, so it was nice for Fish to tap the one over and sell a little bit of candy and kick it.
Honestly, what's it feel like at that moment? That's the winning goal. Yes, it's the cream on the cake and your teammates have done a lot to get you there, but what does that actually feel like as a player?
Just exhilaration, really. And I had a shocking celebration as well, trying to flip myself up and forgot I was 31 years old and can't do that sort of stuff. But, I think to share that with all the boys, everyone got around us, and then we realised there was 20 seconds to go and get back into positions and try and stop the game from there.
How is the body? Are you excited, as everyone else on the outside, about how much talent you've got in this group now?
Yeah, my body's really good. I had a few issues with plantar fascia last year. This year, that's all subsided, which is good. I'm feeling really good within myself, my body, and then just excited about our youth. I think our tools are really strong, and they're 22, 23, and by next year they've played 5 years of footy, and that's when you start to really believe in yourself, especially as a taller bloke as well. And we're starting to filter in some good mids around them. And when you've got Paddy Cripps, who's probably the best player in the comp as well, it's always a pretty good list, I reckon. We're growing at the moment. When
you speak about the list, Nick Riewoldt had some interesting things to say. Just have a listen to what he had to say about your list.
In terms of the candidates that are out there, if you're looking at the AFL landscape, I mean, this job is just so attractive for the reasons that you spoke about. You know, the spine's there. You go through, I don't really see a weakness. I don't really see a weakness with their list.
Duck, you've been on to this for a couple of weeks, the discussion around the list. Obviously, Stephen Silvani came in for some criticism when Brendan Bolton and the club parted ways, Murph. But do you also take a bullish view on the list, much like what Nick Riewoldt's just said there? Where do you see the list at in terms of contending?
Last year I had a choice about where I was going to play my footy, and I looked at certainly that spine, and I suppose if you're going to start a team from the AFL under 25 years of age, you'd probably start with Cripper, and you'd have Charlie, Harry, Wiedering all in that conversation. So, and those are your tools, and then you just got to... obviously, there's a lot more that goes to that, but that's where you really start your football side, and I think our stocks in that area are really strong.
Murph, Brendan Bolton's left. What's been the major difference or the change that you guys have noticed around the club?
Tiggy's come in and just try to keep things really simple. So when you've got a lot of youth on your list, keeping things simple, knowing guys what their role is required on game day, it just makes it easier for guys to go out there and just play on instinct, and that's what you always do when you're playing juniors, and we've got a lot of guys who are straight at that junior level, keeping it simple, playing your role, and then just enjoying your footy. I think it's been pretty simple from Tiggy, and the guys are buying into that.
You mentioned Charlie Curnow. I'm sure all the Blue supporters want to know how serious is the injury. And
yeah, well, I'm not too sure as yet. He would have had scans today, so we know it's not an ACL. From what we've seen yesterday, might be an MCL. So whether that's 3 or 4 weeks, I'm just sort of speculating on that. But hopefully the scan wasn't too bad and there's no real bone bruising there. But for the guys to win after, obviously Cripper's not playing and Charlie going out in the first quarter, it was a pretty good team effort.
Just getting back to the coaching thing and the comment you made then, that little bit of freedom when you're in a fill-in coach like David Teague is it possible to do that for the long term with a coach that will eventually be appointed, play with that freedom or not? Or is that just not possible in modern professional footy?
It's a good question. I'm not too sure. I think when you probably see it at North Melbourne as well at the moment.
Yeah.
Ray Shaw's come in and probably kept things simple, let guys play with their strengths, and they're responding to that as well. I think sometimes you just got to keep things simple as a coach and let the players play footy. At the end of the day, it's you go out there, play on instinct, and normally guys respond to that. So.
Murph, just on the coach, what sort of coach do you think you guys need? For example, does the club have to be cautious now in terms of still conducting that search, or has Tiggy got the attributes that could take Carlton forward?
Oh, he's certainly got great attributes, Teague, but I think the club will definitely explore all options and go through that task. But yeah, all the boys are enjoying playing footy at the moment, and the club will go through that process over the next 3 or 4 months.
Wolsey's been floating around the club this year. Do you have many conversations? Is he an intimidating man just to be floating through the corridors?
Yeah, Wolsey has been great. He's
a good man.
He's a good man, Wolsey, and he's actually really supportive and really positive, and he can deliver some good sprays. And after our GWS game, I missed it because I hurt my ribs, but the boys said he didn't hold back, which is good. So yeah, he's a terrific Carlton figure for us, and having him around the footy club's been terrific.
Have you been really pleasantly surprised, Murph, of the bonds that Wolsey's formed, particularly with the players?
Surprised? Probably not. Someone who's been in football such a long time just understands what it's all about, and probably back then when he was coaching, the game was probably a bit more simple. There wasn't a lot of vision and a lot of stats, so he just keeps things really simple for guys to understand. And it's good having him out there on the track at times, and Diesel's floating around now as well. So
I get the feeling he's almost learning again, Wolsey.
He probably is, but yeah, dealing with young kids, I think he's enjoying that, and us as senior blokes, picking his brain as well has been really good.
Murph, one of your ex-teammates, Bryce Gibbs, he left and went to Adelaide a couple of years ago. You had a similar sort of decision to make last year. With the beauty of hindsight, you're happy with the call you did to stay at Carlton and be a one-club player?
Yeah, I'm really happy being at Carlton. It probably hasn't worked out as well as what Gibbsy would have liked going over there, but that was his decision at the time. My decision last year. I'm very happy. I decided to stay at Carlton. I think I've still got a lot of football left in me, and you never know. This list could go places pretty quick, and try and get a few blokes in the footy club as well would be nice. But yeah, I love playing at Carlton, and I love playing with those guys and seeing their growth as well, some of those young boys.
Are you feeling for Gibbsy with what's happening over there with him at the moment?
Oh, he's a good mate of mine, yep. Gibbsy. So yeah, I obviously feel for him. I would have loved to have seen him go out there and dominate the way he has previously. He's obviously in a bit of a tough patch at the moment with his form, but hopefully he can work his way out of that, and they can go pretty well, but not too well, because we've got draft obviously swapped. So keep an eye on that.
I heard you mention Diesel before. What's Diesel floating around? Because he does a little bit of individual coaching with players all around the comp, doesn't he? Yeah,
he does. He's just got a good handle on what he thinks. I suppose touching. I think you worked with him, Joe, but he's got some interesting theories on football, and when you're actually working with him, you actually feel like you've got to impress him. So blokes actually probably pick up their touch a little bit more than what sometimes they just float through. So he always talks about himself, which is good, Diesel, and it's a bit of a laugh.
It's a bit like us here with Duck.
No
always feel like we've got to impress him.
Yeah, he's got a different take on footy, and I think it's sometimes good to hear that. So I'm not sure what you thought of him, Joe, but I think you enjoyed working with him.
I did.
He's a good character.
He is. Actually, one of the guys I think he's doing some bit of work with is Nat Fyfe, and yesterday Jack Silvani went to him in the second half and really had a great influence on him and quelled his influence in the game. I mean, he's been criticised a little bit on how he's progressed, but I thought it was a really good sign yesterday. And your take on how he played?
Oh, he was instrumental in us winning, I think, Jack. I think going to him midway through the second and after half-time, I think he only had 10 or 12 touches, and he's probably influence on the game dropped away a little bit. Fyfe, he still played a great game, but he's a superstar of the comp, and for Jack to go in the middle and do that role for the side was terrific, and for him to kick a really clutch goal late too as well was hopefully it's a career-defining game for him.
Yep. Murph, the Liam Stocker swap with Adelaide will get more and more discussion as the season goes on. Do you guys discuss that, and you're aware of the deal within the playing group, and does it put undue pressure on Liam?
Everyone's aware of it, but I'm really happy with the player we've got in Liam Stocker. He's a great young kid, and he's got enormous talent. So I'm very comfortable with that decision getting Stocks in. Yeah.
You're still enjoying it, Marc? Are you still loving and really passionate about the game?
Yeah, I'm still loving it. I think yesterday it's been a fair while between drinks in terms of celebrating those really good wins. But yes, after the win, just being in the locker room, singing the song, sitting around just talking footy with the boys for 15, 20 minutes, having a laugh about things was good. So all the boys chapped up all their Instagrams and everyone's up and about. So the lid was off there for half an hour, but back to work this week, so it was good.
Now, Tom, you've got a couple of social media questions.
Certainly do, PT. Cameron Dean on Facebook. Murph, out of all the games you've played, was the weekend's win and your goal the best game you've ever encountered?
We've won a couple of finals over the journey, so winning our third game for the year was nice, but probably not in terms of being up there in terms of my career, but it was nice to kick the sealer in the end. And
this one from Nathan Taylor, also on Facebook. The rebuild has been going on for a long time. How far away do you genuinely believe you are from playing finals, Murph?
I think we can improve rapidly. It's an important 8 or 9 weeks for us now, just to get that confidence and belief within the group. But I think the growth of our group and the individuals on our list, I think we can improve rapidly next year.
And BT, Sunday's game back at the G for Carlton against the Ds. Free entry for kids to mark school holidays. A big opportunity for Carlton fans to get out and show their support, Murph, at the G on Sunday.
Yeah, it'll be great. We've got great support. Had great support over in Perth yesterday. The week before against the Bulldogs was really loud. So I think the fans are enjoying what they're seeing at the moment. So yeah, get along and support the boys.
Appreciate your time. Thanks for joining us.